combine different elements like ska, reggae, and hip-hop in your music. How would you describe your sound to someone who hasn't heard your music before?
Oh, that happens all the time, and we just kind of have, instead of explaining or pulling out band references, we just kind of say, you can dance to it, or not. And it's become a ubiquitous answer. You can dance, if you like to dance.
So it sounds amazing, and people can dance.
Well, yeah. Well, I can start throwing in amazing. Oh, it's amazing, and people can dance.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Not New album?
Yeah, like I said, it's a little over a year old, and I don't know, it's our 5th record, and every one we do, we try to make it a little different. Like, we keep the danceable, poppy elements, but we like to throw in kind of underhanded lyrical content, or we cursed a lot in the last record, but we wanted it to be abrasive. We wanted there to be a lot of F-bombs and a lot of, like, you know, dark references and stuff. We wanted it to be kind of, you put it on, it's like, I don't know if I like this, but it's kind of growing on me, kind of feel.
So, with that being said, do you think songs like, I know that you guys have a title called Fuck Last Night?
Yeah.
Do you think songs like that and swearing all the time, do you think that's too provocative, or do you think that's something that people shouldn't take seriously?
Yeah, it's actually kind of both at the same time. This record is kind of subconsciously about our experiences in the bar scene, about our experiences staying up all night, but not so much the party side of it as in the kind of more the pain side of it in a way. So we wanted, like, we wanted it to be abrasive. We wanted people to put it on and be like, God, those guys are making such a cop out, just cursing so much. But that says to me that they haven't actually listened to the song. Mm-hmm. That's the only word they've heard in the whole song. And in the past, we've done it both ways. I remember being younger, and bands like the Tragically Hip, you know, are my heroes, the way he writes and the way he forms his words. Once or twice in a record, there's always this F-bomb in a weird spot. And when you hear it on the radio, I always listen for it, like if it's a hip song, I'm like, they're gonna do it, they're gonna let him say it, you know? And last night we played the showcase last night, and we played that song, and everybody from 18 to 75 were up dancing. Yet, it's still that kind of a song, right? So, I don't know. I have a really skewed view on artwork. I kind of almost feel sometimes like if it exists, it's considered art. From Nickelback to the most indie person you could think of, to the most intellectual, classical chamber music you could think of. The fact that art exists in the first place is a miracle beyond miracles. So when you get into situations like this where it's judged and dissected, and I find sometimes the fact that it is art in the first place gets kind of lost. So sometimes you just gotta say fuck a couple times and wake people back up a little bit.
So can you talk about your recent trip to China?
Yeah.
How was it, man? Where did you play? Like, what did you see? How cool was that? Like, I've never been to China.
It's unbelievable.
Sounds amazing.
We had been to Japan 6 months before that, and then come back and done another Canadian tour. Skipping back and forth between North America and Asia is just so upside down from itself, you know. Again, it goes back to music being like the universal language. Nobody spoke English over in China. We did 5 cities in like 7 days or something. Huge festivals. One place, we were the first rock act to ever play there ever. You know, so that was one of those, you kind of felt like it was a throwback to the way it must have felt in the 50s when Elvis was first coming out. I'm definitely not comparing us, I'm just saying that the feeling of rock and roll being introduced somewhere for the first time.
Yeah.
And knowing that in Asian countries, as we've all known for years, like there's a proliferation of Western culture there as well, where they want, the Asian culture got introduced to things like rock and roll and Western ways really late, 19th century. So they're kind of brand new on the scene of how it feels to strap an electric guitar on and rock out. It's amazing. And we toured with Chinese bands too, rock bands kind of thing, and they were just so thrilled that there was the real deal. Like there's a genuineness in a North American band coming over, and a lot of the Asian music is like a representation of what we do, but it's not the real thing in a way. Just like people that do karate here and stuff. It was incredible, the language barrier, the culture shock, all those things. We thrive off that, and we did a 4-part YouTube documentary about it. which you can watch on our channel, on the Slowcoaster music channel. And we filmed it all with our own iPhones, kind of personal perspectives, then all clumped into one thing. It was cool.
Anything to add? Anything you want to toss in there for fans?
We love when fans keep in touch, so if you're a fan out there, please keep in touch and we'll get back to you. For sure, we love keeping in contact. We think that keeping in contact with the fans keeps it kind of real, I guess. Like, you can know what they want to do and what they want to hear, because the fans are always kind of the other part of the band.
Mm-hmm.
We like to break the fourth wall.
Sure. Cool. Well, thank you.
No, my pleasure.